Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Shay Ali here with you on Inspired Online. And this afternoon, I've got the honour, pleasure, total delight of welcoming the lovely Dr. Voice, otherwise known as Anthony Wade. So whether you know him as Anthony or Doc, he is a fabulous human being. If you've not met him yet, his specialty obviously is the voice with a name like that. The title Dr. Voice was given to him by CNN, and he has worked with incredible people, including Pixie, Lott, George Michael, God bless him when he was still alive, Sam Smith. This is the guy that created that beautiful kind of falsetto that you hear. And in terms of helping people out with their voice, he can take someone from not being able to sing at all to being able to sound fantastic if you actually do the work. And so many success stories, even bringing back people's voices when they've gone away. So, loved by singers everywhere. It is my joy to welcome the Doc. How are you doing?
How are you doing, Shay? Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too. Nice to see the studio back in full swing as well. I'm going to start with our, inspired question that we asked all our speakers, which is, if you had to share your wisdom with the world in a nutshell, what would you say?
What would it be in a nutshell? So much to say, isn't there? I think to feel success in your own heart in who you are, to feel successful no matter where you are, just to feel it.
Okay.
The success is the feeling.
Yeah. And how do you do that? Well, you might have your world around you completely crumbling, but how do you feel success in your heart when those are your circumstances?
Well, this is the point. The fact is that we are alive in a human body, and every single person on the face of this earth, except one fact is that they're alive. And if you're alive, and it doesn't matter what your circumstances is, where you are, you have to deal with your circumstances. You have to deal with what it is. If you're a vagrant on the street, it's very difficult to find your next meal. It's very difficult to do many things because you're not living in what normally society would say is the right place to be, with a roof above your head and money coming in and health and well-being. And yet there's millions, probably millions more people out there in that place of being like a vagrant and having no money, having no roof over their head. In this planet, there's millions of people like that. So what do? And the only thing they can do is to go to a feeling in themselves. The fact that they're alive is a miracle. The fact that we are here, okay, the circumstances might not be ideal in our life at some points. Look, that's why I say success is a feeling. If you look at someone like Robin Williams, who we would look at as being an incredible success in his life, what he achieved, and it was amazing. But did he feel successful? In the end, he didn't. And yet you've got a farmer on a farm in Italy who's got no money, got nothing, or a woman in India that's just about feeding her kids and sees the water coming through. She feels successful. She feels life is providing. She's having a ball with her kids, the farmer's happy because his crop's grown. He feels successful. So success isn't like what you own materialistically. Success isn't what happens in the world. Success is a feeling. And I think when you start realizing, if I don't feel good, then your job is your responsibility, because you're the one, no one else. You're the one not feeling good, but based on maybe reacting to a problem. Maybe you've lost someone. This is a terrible thing that can happen to any of us. Yeah. Any human being can just go through a terrible area of their life where they lose this or they lose that or they lose a limb or they even, can't move anymore. I'm going through something at the moment. My finger keeps getting jammed up, so I can't play the piano properly. So there's all sorts of things that can happen to any human being, but we have to. I think it's not like the be all one all answer to everyone's problems, but every single person, if they are taking a breath in, they are alive, they have opportunity. They have opportunity to seek that food out, to seek that roof above their head, they have opportunity to make some effort towards something, even if it's just to wash, clean, do whatever. I don't know. Everybody's, it's a miracle that we're all here, basically. We're all on this planet Earth for a very short period of time. And I think we all have some lessons to learn about our own existence. And whatever that may be for you, whoever's listening to this, someone may be at home listening, saying, "Oh, what's this guy on about? I've lost my job, I've got no money, the COVID's ruined me, da, da, da." All these things can be very powerful and frightening to us.
Yeah.
But there's something in us, in the human being, there's something that's quite quintessentially in every human being. And it's that extraordinary feeling and focus on survival, of being able to fight and live, to be alive. And so to make sure that you're doing all the right things to make that even more apparent for you in your life, whatever circumstances you're in.
That's very wise. I was going to ask you about how to apply that to the world of the voice. Because especially if you're the person that maybe has always dreamed of singing, and we see them on X Factor and programs like that, they think, well, maybe that's the wrong example, because some of those people think they're brilliant, but this might have been their lifelong dream, and yet nobody else wants to really hear them sing apart from maybe close friends and family. How do you feel successful when you feel like you don't actually have that talent?
Well, here it is. Why does anyone want to sing is the question that I would pose. Why does anybody want to make sound? Why does anybody want to sing? Because here's the thing. Why is it such an interesting subject? Why is there 36 television programs every Saturday night, primetime television worldwide, from Britain's Got Talent to X Factor to The Voice, and there's more coming out, always more about the voice and singing? Why are there so many programs in the world, primetime television, Saturday night, in every country? There's not a program on soliciting solicitors. There's not a program on how to build bricks. There's not a program. It's a program more. Everybody sits there with awe, even the little kids, to the mum and the dad, to watch someone sing, to see if they're going to fall off the surfboard, to see whether they're going to be in tune or not be in tune, to see whether they're going to sing something that touches them and makes them feel something. And why is that? It's because the voice intrinsically is the most powerful force of our communication systems. It is a very powerful. If you look, when the world ends and there's going to be a satellite up there and the Martians are going to open it up, if the world ended, and they open up the satellite, what are they going to see? They're going to see videos and stuff, but they're going to hear Hitler. They're going to hear I Have a Dream. They're going to hear Michael Jackson, the Beatles. They're going to hear so many people who've sung over the years, Elvis Presley. And why? Why are we going to be listening to the voice? Because other species or whoever would want to know what we sounded like. What did we sound like? So it's an intrinsic part of our being. It's the front door of our personality, is our voice. And that's why it's so important. It's very much a very big part of who we really are.
Mm.
You know, and this is why it's interesting that why everybody likes to sing. Now, if you go back to the root of I've studied this show quite a few years, and I've come to the conclusion that sound is a vibration.
Mm.
And when it's done in a nice way, in the right way, and it's pleasant to the ears, and people like it, and you know, they feel something from it. The root, see, someone can sing really flat and not sing nice. Someone can sit there and go, amazing grace, right? And they can be doing that at the Albert Hall. And this happened. I heard this morning, amazing grace. And it's like singing amazing grace.
That's not how he really sings, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, actually, it's one of the best I can do. But when you hear someone singing like that, and I did see someone singing at the Albert Hall one night, and they were so from their heart. It was beautiful. Something came out that made me feel, do you know what? They're really trying, and they got to something in themselves to even put themselves in that position.
Yeah.
And you know, whereas, and Celine Dion would do it, and she'd blow us all away, but this was more interesting. And the reason why, because this person probably sat 6-7 hours a day trying to get this right, and never could, because they are not talented, or they don't have the ears, or they've not been shown properly. Because trust me, if you're shown properly, I believe everybody can sing incredibly.
That was going to be my next question. What if you're like totally tone deaf, and you know, even your kids cry when you open your mouth?
It's absolute rubbish, because guess what? I was tone deaf. When I first started singing, I couldn't hear the notes. I sounded like Chewbacca. Honest. And this hurt me deeply inside. Why can't I sing? My brother could sing. And this came about when I was on the boat on the way to Australia. I met this beautiful girl, Princess, and we fell in love. I was about 18, she was about 20, and we had this romance on the boat. And she didn't want her father to see me because she was embarrassed because I had long hair or something, and he didn't like guys with long hair.
Okay.
So some silly little thing. But anyway, so there we were, and the person on the boat said, would I like to sing tonight? Well, my brother was a great singer. He was in Jesus Christ Superstar and Hair. Wow. He had done an album with the Bee Gees. He'd done his personal manager was Robert Stigwood, and I was brought up with all that. And my dad was a great jazz musician, had his own jazz band. So I watched all these people record music. Tom Jones, It's Not Unusual, because my uncle was playing the drums.
Your uncle was Animal, I've got to say that. I mean, how much do we love Animal?
Yeah, he was the animal in the Muppets, Ronnie Verrill. And so what was really interesting was that there was all this exposure to music I had. So I naturally believed and felt I could sing. So there I'm on the boat, and then they said, would you like to learn this song off? And I said, yes, show off to my girlfriend. So when I got onto the stage ready to do this, I started to rehearse backstage. I thought I'd just sing the song because I learnt it off and in my head. Then I went to sing it. Now, what's this sound? Honest, I couldn't hear the note. So I went to the person. I said, I can't get up. I can't sing this song. You can't make me do it. He says, it's too late now. You're on in an hour.
Oh no! Wow. Okay.
So I went on the stage. Band started playing. Music started playing. And I went to my phone. And there she was, my girlfriend with her dad, front row, watching me.
Was she still your girlfriend after the song?
I went back to my cabin. She was put her head down. She was ashamed. Her dad was going like this to say, see, I told you, idiot, you know. I was totally and utterly in despair. I've never felt, now what can do that to a person? I mean, it's stupid really, but 2,000 people and you're going, yeah, and the whole place is in fits and laughing at you. And you've built yourself up thinking you're good, and you didn't know. You had no idea that you were going to be like this, and you know the last minute. But I stood there and I did it. I went through with it, and it was the most shameful and most devastating experience I've ever had in my life. And I went back to my cabin, and I decided I never want to come out. The rest of the journey was horrible. I didn't want to see her. You know, I didn't know what to do. And so when I hit Perth, Australia, because I was emigrating to on the £10 assisted passage in those days. So when I hit Perth, I get an email from my brother saying, well, it's a par Ave on air now, saying Maurice Gibb is in Perth. Go and check him out. He knows you're here. He's at the White Sands Hotel. So, okay, so I phoned the White Sands Hotel. Hello, Maurice Gibb. Straight through. Hello, Maurice Gibb. Oh, hello, Maurice. It's Anthony. You know, my brother asked me to give, yes, he told me, yeah, where are you? I said, give me your address. I'll send a limo around. So next minute, this limousine picks me up, takes me to the hotel where the beaches are. I walk into the hotel, meet them all, sharing with them. It's great. And all of a sudden, I became something I never thought I would ever do or be or experience in my life. And it was in a room with Maurice Gibb, sitting there with him. We were there, must have been between 11 and 18 hours, as he spilled out his soul to me of his pain, his past, his alcoholism, all the things that he'd gone through in his life. And he'd never shared it with anybody before. And he had this extraordinary innate experience of sharing with someone he'd never, a stranger, and he'd never dreamt he could do this. And he got up and he said, I don't know why I'm sharing with you. Why can I do this? And I said, I was only 20 then. I was sitting there, well, you know, it's okay, it's okay. He said, but this is amazing. You've just unladen my whole being. He said, and he was so blown away. He said, what can I do for it? I said, oh, no, nothing. It's all right. He said, please, let me just, I said, no. I'll tell you what, you're coming on stage with us tonight. I said, what? He said, you're coming on stage with us. Come on stage. Yeah, but because he thought I could sing, because my brother was a singer. So he assumed I was going to go on stage and sing. So here I am, backstage, I'm getting all worried, still got this voice, really terrified. And I come out, and there's 33,000 people in Subiaco Oval in Perth, going, and I'm standing there, I've got a microphone in front of me, and I turn it off, you know, and they're going, stand alive, stand alive, I'm going, so no one could hear me. So I was going, so no one could hear this. It was great. So when I came off stage, I was signing autographs. They all thought I was one of the Bee Gees.
Nice.
And one girl bent over, so would you sign on my backside with the white trousers? I signed on that, you know. And I got in this limousine, went back to the hotel. And when I got back there, I was devastated because I knew that I couldn't sing again. It was that same intimidating, very low self-esteem feeling. I can't do this. I'm no good at this. Why can't I do this? It was devastating. And so, and then my Mungo Jerry walked in and he said, you're in the Bee Gees. And I said, no, I'm not. And he said, yeah, but you are. I saw you on stage. I said, no, I'm a friend of theirs. And he just went, oh, he said, what do you do? I said, I've been in a factory. That's my job. And he went, really? I said, yeah. He said, I was a carpenter 6 months ago. He says, now I've got a #1 record. In the summertime when the weather is hot. He said, I've got a song in the charts. I'm doing very well. I said, why don't you do music? I said, I can't. Yeah, I can't sing. He said, yes, you can. You go off and do it. I said, no, I can't. I know I can't. And he said, just do it. And I listened to him. And I went off and I had probably 10 singing teachers over a period of 5 years begging me not to do it. Saying, you can't sing in tune, you haven't got the ears, I'm sorry, buddy, give up now.
Wow.
You're not talented, you haven't got the talent for singing. Go and do something else you've got a talent for. It's not singing. I
Wow.
was devastated. So I
Yeah.
thought, right, I'm not having this. So what did I do? I started to sit at the piano. Started doing all of, because I could play piano. I was learning piano.
Yeah.
And when I'd sit there, I'd trying to find notes. And I developed my own techniques
Mm.
of bringing my voice into a space and an area where it sounded acceptable. I then worked very hard over a period of years and started to realise I can hear the notes now. I'm beginning to hear the notes. All right. And then I was able to teach others do this who were misfortunate, who were tone deaf and couldn't sing as well, and people that wanted to sing. And I gave them my techniques and I started to see this happen. They started to change. So then, this is what was incredible for me. Most singing teachers, most vocal coaches are prodigies. They've got great voices. You're one of them, Shay. You've got a great voice. You really
Thank you.
have. You've got a natural tone in you, a natural voice in you. Some people just have it. You're one lady I've met and know that has it. And so most singing teachers have it. They've got this amazing singing ability. So they're all bobbing up and down on the ocean of the voice, teaching top singers, Michael Jackson, all these people, they're teaching everybody because they are prodigies, they're great singers. And they're doing this on top of the ocean.
Yes.
But I couldn't do that. So I went to the bottom of the ocean. And I went so deep, I found some pearls.
Yeah.
And I built a ladder. And each rung of this ladder was this technique, the Dunning technique, the central sounding, this technique, that technique. And as I built this ladder, I could see on the rung of this ladder, a dowel is not even doing this, what I'm doing here, which I found at the bottom of the ocean. She's going to ruin her voice.
Yeah. And how did, we'll come back to that. How did Adele ruin her voice? Because she's getting ill.
Pushing. When you push, when you see, if you sing something, you go, wah, ah! You're pushing your throat from your chest, pushing up through the larynx, you're going to get problems. So what you've got to do is develop a voice which goes around that. If you see me do this, you can see me, look, I'm really pushing. Whereas when I relax though, now I'm in what I call middle voice. I'm not in the chest voice. I've developed my voice so I can go, it's in a different space. I can do that when I do 10 press-ups. It doesn't matter because the voice just goes to where I want it to go because I've developed that through the awareness of these rungs of the ladders that we're missing. And so what happened is then I realized, oh my God, a lot of people don't know about this. And it wasn't until I was on stage in La Palazzo dello Sport singing and performing. And Michael Bolton had just been on. And I'm standing there thinking, where's those singing teachers now? Having then sung at the Albert Hall and gone around the world singing, pubs, clubs, restaurants, and started to write my own music, I started to realise that anybody can do this if they understand. So what I've developed is a program of shortening the years it takes, because I did years to try and get my voice to a point. Now it's acceptable. I can sing out, and it's very, I've sung all over the world.
You've got a great voice.
Yeah, so now I can do that. Thank you. Now I can do that. It's easy for me to show other people how to do it quickly. What took me years, I can get someone in months doing. That's why it doesn't matter if Celine Dion came in the room now and she did something for me. I said, well, try this. And I'd give her a technique. She'd, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Because she's not working on the larynx all day long, 10 hours with thousands of people. And over the last 40 years, she's just been singing. It's understanding each individual's voice and being able to get them to a place they didn't think was ever possible, which has become my forte, hence the quote, Dr. Voice,
Yeah. And how do you, you've worked with people that have completely lost their voice as well. And in fact, including me, it wasn't completely lost, but I know there was one night I was due to do a gig and I was really ill. And I came to you and I was like, fix me. And you did, and you really did. So I managed to do it. But, how do you do that? Because, there's people that have not spoken for years and stuff that you.
Yeah, true. No, I had a lady in who couldn't speak for about 9 years. And she had this, couldn't phonate. She went to 3 laryngologists, 2 speech therapists, singing teachers, and they didn't do anything for her. They couldn't work it out. They didn't understand. Because again, I go back to my reference, because I went down to the depth of the ocean of the voice. I was able to see some pearls. So I was able to see, oh, what about this technique that no one has probably looked at? So I took that technique. I said, try this to this girl. Brought her voice back in 1 hour. So it's like, and she hadn't spoken for 9 years.
Amazing.
It's incredible. And it blew me away too, because I thought, oh my God, how did that happen? I get surprised just as much with my work as people that do when I get them to over an issue. It's quite amazing. It's lovely to watch. And I feel honoured and privileged that I can do that. In fact, that's when I look back at my life. So I'm glad I sounded like 9 Chewbacca, because 9 enabled me to think, how do I not do this?
Yeah, and I think there's a lovely lesson in there for all of us, because sometimes I think when you're going through these difficulties in life, I've heard that, well, I think most of us have heard that phrase, you teach what you need to learn. So
yes,
it can apply to lots of different things. If you're struggling, if you're having a difficulty, how would it be that actually maybe there's a reason that you're going through that, so you can help other people. So it's really beautiful to see. Yeah. Do you have a favorite success story that you've worked with? I know you've worked with so many people, and that might be a very difficult question, but I couldn't resist asking you.
Favorite success story? Well, it's like anything else. I say to everyone that comes in my studio, and I must say this, this isn't a pretentiousness, it's really the truth. It doesn't matter who walks in this room here. I had one girl here once who was nervous. Oh, I'm working with you, Dr. Voice, and you've taught Sam Smith, you've taught all these people, you've taught, and they're all in this space. Says, listen, let's get one thing straight through. If Sam Smith was outside that door now and he wanted to come in, I would say, not now, I'm sorry, I've got Elizabeth in my room right now. You're that important. You're just as important to me as he is. Because you're a human being unfolding a learning and a growth in yourself. And if I have the way of mirroring to you, a way of you getting over your issues to bring you to a point where you get successful at this and you enjoy it, that gives me the greatest pleasure. Not who it is. You are just as important as any other human being. Everybody is an important cog in the wheel of this existence. And this young girl, when she felt that, she felt so special, and so she's gone on and she's getting a record deal now, and as things are changing in her life, it's just amazing, because but she didn't feel that would ever happen, but she saw a door open for her in her own heart. And this is the point. My job is to open the door in people's hearts towards their singing ability, towards their goal or dream that they want to see in the arts of singing or performing or writing. All these areas I sort of cover in my sort of academies that I've done in the past. But I bring that in to a lesson with me. So when someone's in front of me and they're having a lesson, don't matter who it is, in Sam Smith's room, oh, I don't know, I'm going through some stuff. He might have been going through stuff. Okay, stand up for me. Why are you going through some stuff? Let's go through it. And I'd actually help remove some blocks or thinking problems he may have before we can even do the singing. Because some people just can't, it's like, it's not just, oh yeah, that's all singing. No, there's a big barrier for some people to cross. And my job is to help remove that barrier, because that's what I had to do with me over a period of years. And I understand when I see someone, oh, they got that block. As soon as I hear someone sing or talk, I know what block they have. And I can feel it, and I start saying, okay, try this, try that. And it's amazing because, we get through it and we get a result.
Yeah, we do indeed. Do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share with us today?
Just the understanding that we now, as human beings, have this incredible life in front of us. And that every step we take in this life, make it special. Just make it special. Make every moment special. Why wait until, I've got this money, I've got this situation, I've got that, we'll sort for you, I've got no, okay. But try and make something special of where you are. If you can do that, that's your link to taking you further into what you want to become. To take you further away from whatever your iniquity or issue may be. So get really excited about your life. Look for tennis ball moments. And a tennis ball moment is this. It's like you take a tennis ball and you throw it and the dog goes, and the dog runs after the tennis ball. And it doesn't matter, nothing else exists, just that tennis ball. But that dog is so happy when it gets it. Oh, so excited, right? We need more tennis ball moments in our life where we're going towards this now. I'm working on this now. I'm creating this now. Be creative. Don't be reactive. There's only two modes you can be in: creative mode or reactive mode. What one do you want to be in? If you were in creative mode, more opportunity comes. So that's it, really. Just be creative and enjoy your existence.
Absolutely. And if people out there would like to reach out to you to learn to sing or learn how to be more creative or write music, Doc is an amazing writer as well, by the way. How can they get in touch?
Or anybody that wants to learn how to speak effectively on stages with the power and presence of their true self.
Without losing your voice.
Yeah, without losing your voice.
Very important. So how can they reach out and get in touch?
Just wave at me, wherever you are. No, you can Dr. Voice, my website, www.drvoice.tv. My telephone number's on there. You can always reach out and talk to me on the phone. I'm very approachable. I'm very open to sharing with lots of people all over the world. Contact me, and it's great. And I get to talk with the most extraordinary people on the planet. And it doesn't matter. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're some people. One guy come up recently, 70 odd years old, never sung in your life. And he was like this, and it's incredible to watch this man in the end of the lesson go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Was that me? and it was so beautiful to watch. So, it doesn't matter who you are, you want to get your voice to a point where you can express yourself, and speaking or singing,
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.
Lovely, nice to see you again. Thank you for this opportunity. Always lovely to share with you.
Thank you for coming on. It's always a delight. I'll hopefully see you soon.
That's a love. Take care. Yeah. Goodbye, everybody. God bless.